Good morning to all of you. Today we will start fourth unit of digital signal processing, that is designing of IIR and FIR filters. So in today's class we will see the basics. Actually, before going to the design of this IIR and FIR filters, first we have to look at some basic prerequisites to understand how to design the FIR and IIR filters. Now, in today's class, we discuss what is an IIR filter and what is an FIR filter. Next, we will see what is the conditions to realize the filter. So, if you want to realize a filter, what properties it has to satisfy also we will see. That is actually causality and its implications. Causal property and its implications. After that, second property that has to be satisfied by any realizable filter is it must be stable. Causality and its implications, and then stability of the system. And then we will see what is a recursive and non-recursive realization of filters. Okay, and next, ideal and practical filter characteristics and transfer function of IIR filters finally. So these topics we are going to see in today's class. Okay, first we will see what is an FIR and IIR filters. IIR filter. IIR means impulse infinite impulse response. Infinite impulse response filter. Okay, so this is IIR. IIR means infinite impulse response filter. Now, what is the meaning of infinite impulse response? Actually, impulse response means, suppose if you have a system like this with a transfer impulse response some HT, a system, then if the input is, if the x of t is an impulse, the response of the filter is an impulse response. Okay, as we know that yt is equal to xt convolution ht. Okay, this is how generally we get the output. Yt is equal to xt convolution ht. So now, if the input is x of t, generally input, and if this x of t input is impulse delta t, and if it is convolved with ht, then what you will get is, when any signal is convolved with ht and delta t, then you will get the same response ht only. So that is what is called yt. Yt is equal to ht. Okay, as we know that this response is called impulse response. Impulse response of the system, right? So therefore, that is a first impulse response means whenever input is an impulse, the response you get at the output of the system is an impulse response. Okay, so whatever may be the here output, but so system impulse response is nothing but if the output is ht, then we say that ht is the impulse response of the system. Now we will see what is a IIR filter, infinite impulse response filter. Okay, if the impulse response is of infinite duration, then it is called infinite impulse response filter. Okay, so IIR filter means if So because we are seeing digital filters, if h of n is of infinite duration, it is called infinite impulse response system. Okay, suppose see, if a system is there, for that system, if the impulse response is h of n and if it is having a infinite duration, it is called infinite impulse response system. Example, suppose if you want to see, so because see here I have written t and that is a valid even for n also. T means continuous time, n means discrete time. Okay, n is both are same, means you can replace t by n, nothing different, right? Y of n is equal to, so in this case in discrete time we can write yn is equal to hn. Yn is equal to hn, both are same, right? So ht or hn, this is only the difference is it is a continuous time relation and this is a discrete time relation. Now what is the, we will see the example of IIR response, an impulse response. Suppose see, if example, we will take example h of n is equal to some 1 by 2 power n, 1 by 2 power n. So now we can say that this n value can take from 0 to infinity. N value can take from 0 to infinity. So even whenever, suppose see, for n is equal to 0, the response is h of 0. H of 0 is 1 by 2 power 0. Okay, then so 1 by 2 power 0 is 1. Like that, for n is equal to 1, h1 is equal to 1 by 2 power 1. So which is nothing but 1 by 2 only. And for n is equal to 2, h2 is equal to 1 by 2 whole power 2. 1 by 2 whole power 2. This is equal to 1 by 4 and so on. Okay. For n is equal to 3, so 1 by 2 whole power 3, that is 1 by 8. Like that. So we can, you can see n value can change from 0 to infinity. So therefore, like that you can find out h 100, h 1000, like that and so on up to infinity. But you can observe this, h0 is 1, h1 is 1 by 2, h2 is 1 by 4, h3 is 1 by 8. Like that what is happening? So the amplitude of the impulse response is gradually decreasing and finally when n is equal to infinity, it becomes 0. Which means the impulse response is existing from 0 to infinity. Okay, 0 to infinity. So that is called infinite impulse response. Infinite impulse response means if the impulse response of the system h of n is defined for up to infinity time for the entire n value from 0 to infinity, then it is called infinite impulse response system. Okay, so that is what is the infinite impulse response system. Now, so we will go for other model, that is a finite impulse response system. Finite impulse response system. FIR system. FIR means finite impulse response. Now how to define this? Suppose if the impulse response is defined only for finite values of time, then we say that it is a finite values of n, then we say that it is a finite impulse response system. Like this. Suppose see h of n, right? H of n is what? Impulse response. If this h of n is equal to 1, for n is equal to -2, 0 for n is equal to -1, and 1 for n is equal to 0 and 2 for n is equal to plus 1 and minus 1 for n is equal to 2. Right? We are taking 5 samples at minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2. And after this 0 otherwise. Right? The meaning of this is h of n is defined only for a finite values of n. N is equal to minus 2 and minus 1, 0, 1, 2. And 0 otherwise. If you plot this to understand, if you plot this, it looks like this. See. This is n value, n axis. And this n, only it is defined for 5. So n is equal to 0, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, and this side it is minus 1 and minus 2. Okay. At n is equal to, first we will see, at n is equal to 0, what is the amplitude? Signal amplitude is 1. Like this. 1. At n is equal to 1, it is 2. At n is equal to 1, it is 2. At n is equal to 2, it is minus 1. Amplitude, it means amplitude. Minus 1. At n is equal to minus 1, it is 0. At n is equal to minus 2, it is 1 again. Right? This is how to plot generally discrete time sequence. So therefore h of n, this you see after this what happens? See 0 otherwise. 0 otherwise means for n is equal to minus 3, minus 4, and this side plus 3, plus 4. For all other values of n, the impulse response is 0. And that is why, because see, this impulse response is confined to only some specific or finite values of n. That is why we call it as a finite impulse response systems, FIR systems. This is what is a simple introduction of FIR and IIR filters or IIR systems. Now we will see one by one whatever we have seen, whatever we have written on the board. Now we will see what is the causality, causal system or causality. So causal system means for any system, maybe discrete or continuous, but however we are now it is relevant to the discrete time systems. If the impulse response is 0 for negative values of n, then we say that it is a causal system. If the impulse response of a discrete time LTI system, write it, if the impulse response of a discrete time LTI system, if the impulse response of a discrete time LTI system h of n, right, impulse response is represented by h of n, is 0 for n less than 0, then the system is causal system. Okay, so this is a simple definition of a causal system. If the impulse response of a discrete time LTI system h of n is 0 for n less than 0, then the system is causal system. Only causal systems are realizable. Non-causal systems are not realizable, because when you non-causal systems are unrealizable because its impulse response is present even for negative values of time. Such type of impulse response we cannot get in reality. So that is why causal system means the impulse response. See, impulse response h of n is 0 for n less than 0, and it is not 0 for n greater than or equal to 0. This condition must be one of the important condition to realize any discrete time or digital filter. So what is the meaning of this? See, this is n, h of n, time axis n, and h of n is the impulse response. Now if the impulse response is 0 for n less than 0, minus 1, n less than 0 means n negative values, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, up to minus infinity. Now for all these n values, negative values of n, if the response of the filter is 0, see 0, all are zeros, 0 means on the axis, 0, that is why we say that. And for positive from 0 you can have amplitudes like this, 1, and you can have 1 by 2. So for 0, 1, 2, and you can have some minus 1, okay, and so on. For 3 it is 2, like this. You can have, see, for here what you can observe is for positive values of n, so there is a sequence is present, which means h of n is not 0 for positive values of n, but h of n is 0 for negative values of n. Such type of systems are realizable practically, and they are called causal systems. If the impulse response of the system is 0 for n less than 0, then we say that it is a causal system. So therefore, whatever the filters we are going to see, they are causal filters. So we will see FIR, different FIR and IIR filters. We are going to see that we are going to design as a causal filter. This is one of the condition to be satisfied by the system before it is designed. So if the impulse response is 0, then we can for t less than n less than 0 we can design it. Otherwise we cannot design it. So this is the another important condition or property of the system to be satisfied to realize the digital filters. Next we will see stability. Stability of the system. Now generally if you design a system, that must be stable. That must be stable for all values of n. So then only we can say that those filters are realizable and also useful. If the filters are realizable only, then only we can realize it or design it. And also they must produce the stable output. What is the meaning of stable? Means when you apply some signal at the input side of the system, if the output is a bounded response, then we say that the system is a stable system. If you get the output as a bounded output for a bounded input, if you apply any bounded input, then if you get the bounded output, then it is called a stable system. Okay, now we will see that what is the impulse response of the stable system. So what is the stability, right? If for any bounded input, for any bounded means finite, for any bounded input, if the system produces bounded output, this bounded input, bounded BI, BO, it is called BI, BO stability. So for any bounded input, if the system produces bounded output, then the system is stable. Then the system is stable. Okay. Now, what is the condition for the stability? The condition for stability is like this. Sigma n is equal to minus infinity to plus infinity. H of n mod h of n must be less than infinity. Okay, this is the condition to be verified to realize the system whether it is stable or unstable, to find whether it is stable or unstable. So if it is satisfied, then we say that, so two conditions are two properties we have to check, stability and causality. First one is we have seen it, now second one is stability. So if you apply, suppose see, generally if you have a discrete time LTI system with an impulse response Hn, now if you apply some input x of n, output yn, if this output is bounded output for any bounded input, suppose if you apply some sequence, so 1 by 2 power n, so if the output is, what is the output? By output is convolution of xn and hn. Okay, convolution of xn and hn. So therefore, if the output is bounded for a bounded input, so this is a bounded input, we can understand this is a bounded input. So in that case we can find out what is h of n. If that h of n is magnitude of sum of the magnitudes of the, so all this is, so summation of the magnitudes at different values from minus infinity to plus infinity. If it is less than less than infinity, then we say that it is a stable system. So these two conditions must be satisfied before designing any FIR filter. So now we will go for the next one. Next is recursive and non-recursive. Recursive and non-recursive systems. Okay. First we will see what is a non-recursive system. So in non-recursive system, output of the system depends only on present and past inputs. Present and past inputs. So if the output of the system depends only on the present and past inputs, then we say that it is a non-recursive system. Okay. So example, see, present output, if the present output depends present inputs and past inputs. So suppose see, this is a difference equation which shows the relation between the input, output and inputs, where y of n, we know that yn is the input, xn is the output, xn minus 1 is the delayed input, xn minus 2 is the delayed input. These two are delayed inputs. Delayed means past, already happened. So yn is the present output and xn is the present input, and xn minus 1, xn minus 2, they are the past inputs. So therefore, if the system output depends only, present output depends only on the present input and past inputs, then that type of filters or systems are called non-recursive systems. Example, see, FIR systems, we can design in both the ways, but so mostly FIR filters are designed with by using non-recursive realization. Now, so you can check it, right? So at you can check it at n is equal to 0, what is y0? Y0 is equal to x0 plus x 0 minus 1 is minus 1 plus 0 minus 2 is minus 2. Okay, now see this present output y0 means y0 present output depends on the present inputs, past inputs, not on the outputs, past outputs. Present output depends only on the present inputs, that is present and past inputs. That is why we say that you can check it. You can, if you want, you can check it for 0, n is equal to 0, n is equal to 1, n is equal to 2, n is equal to minus 1, n is equal to minus 2, n is equal to minus, like that you can check it. So for all the values of n, if the present output depends only on the present and past inputs, then we say that it is a non-recursive system. Now we will see what is a recursive system. Recursive system. So in the recursive system means present output what is the present output means? Present output is y of n. Okay, it depends on, right, depends on present inputs xn and past inputs like xn minus 1, n minus 2 and so on, n minus some capital M, like that. And also in addition to this, past outputs. This is an important observation you have to make. See, not only these values, it can be any, so one in the place of 1 you can have 2 or 3, 4, like that. So but it cannot be minus 1. Okay? Simply what you can say is n minus n0, here also n minus n0, n minus n0. So n0 is a non-negative integer, some non-negative integer. Okay? It can be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. It can be so any other value, any other positive integer. So therefore, if the present output yn depends on the present inputs, past inputs and past outputs, then we say that it is a non-recursive system. If you want to write like an equation, discrete means a difference equation. This is called a difference equation. Difference equation. So yn, this is the present output. If the present output depends on the present input, past input, past output, like this. You can have any number of samples like this. So therefore yn is the present output. If the present output depends on the present inputs, past inputs and past outputs. Here additional term is past output. So past output means we have to take the output, then we have to connect it to the input. Okay, that is the meaning of if the y of n present output depends on the present inputs, past outputs, then we say that it is a non-recursive system. Recursive system. So like that we can differentiate what is a recursive and non-recursive relation or recursive and non-recursive filters. The meaning is in the non-recursive, in the recursive system, we have a past output. Suppose see if we have a system like this, some system. So if the present output yn depends on the past inputs or present inputs, x0, x minus 1, x minus 2, that is okay. This is a, in addition to this, if the output depends on the, just I am writing like this, if the output depends, present output depends on the past outputs, then we say that it is a recursive system. In the recursive system, simply what you can understand is one of the difference in the recursive system, there is a feedback is there from the output to the input, and in non-recursive system there is no feedback connection, because in the non-recursive system only yn depends on the present and past inputs, not on the past outputs. So this is how we can make the difference between the present recursive and non-recursive systems.